About sympathetic innervation in abdominal cavity and in true pelvis. For example, give me a red pen. For example, sympathetic innervation of kidney. We start from nucleus
intermedial
lateralis of
lateralis.
thoracolumbar center. From here, preganglionic fibers with anterior root, trunk of the
Nervus
spinal nerve,
spinalis,
rami communicans albi, goes to lower thoracic and upper lumbar
lumbar
ganglions.
ganglions.
And then some fibers finish here, and other fibers without interruption continues from 5th to 9th ganglions into nervus splanchnicus major. From 10th and 11th thoracic ganglions, nervus splanchnicus minor. From upper lumbar ganglions, nervus splanchnicus lumbalis. These nerves goes to celiac plexus. That here it is right and left celiac, right and left aorta renalis, and superior mesenteric. Preganglionic fibers finish in these ganglions. Postganglionic passes and continues to plexus renalis and supplies kidney. As the same, we have plexus suprarenalis and supply what?
Adrenal gland.
And here
Only
it is,
medulla.
no, both medulla and cortex. But cortex supplies by postganglionic fibers, and medulla of adrenal gland receive preganglionic fibers and supplies with preganglionic fibers.
Okay.
If we speak about spleen, that is plexus what? Venalis. Liver, that is plexus hepaticus. Small and part of large intestine, plexus mesentericus superior. In true pelvis, preganglionic fibers from nucleus intermedial lateralis passes with anterior root, trunk, rami communicans albi, upper lumbar ganglions, and from them rami interganglionaris descend to sacral ganglions of sympathetic trunk. Some fibers finish in these ganglions. Another, without interruption, continues into nervi
Splanchnici pelvini.
Or sacralis.
Nervus splanchnici sacralis.
Splanchnici sacralis. Sacralis. Nervis splanchnici sacralis. And goes to plexus pelvinus. And preganglionic fibers finish in ganglion of the second order. What is the name of these ganglions?
Prevertebral.
All ganglion intermedius. And from them, postganglionic fibers with plexus vesicalis goes to urinary bladder. Plexus uterinus goes to uterus. Plexus rectalis goes to rectum. Clear? That is all about sympathetic. That is all. No, and we already discussed that parasympathetic in pelvis from nucleus parasympathicus sacralis, anterior root, trunk of sacral nerves, rami ventralis. Rami ventralis makes plexus sacralis. This is sacral plexus. Sacral plexus, plexus sacralis. And from plexus sacralis, parasympathetic fibers with nervus splanchnici pelvini passes through plexus pelvinus and goes to plexus vesicalis, finish in ganglion terminale and supplies in organs. Now we start to speak about sensory innervation. Sensory. In true pelvis, for example, from urinary bladder, here it is receptors we have. And from receptors, plexus vesicalis goes to plexus pelvinus. And from plexus pelvinus, one way of sensory innervation, that is together with, look here at my diagram, this is parasympathetic fibers, and what is it?
Sensory fibers.
They goes back to sacral nerves and finish in
Pseudounipolar.
spinal ganglion, pseudounipolar neuron. That is why one way together with nervis
flanknici
flanknici pelvini, then sacral plexus, then sacral nerve, and first sensory neuron in spinal ganglion, pseudounipolar neuron. That is one way. Another way of sensory innervation, look here, it is sensory fibers goes to sympathetic trunk, and from sympathetic trunk goes to rami communicans albi for lumbar nerve, no, for spinal nerves. And it is, look here, this way together with what? Nervis
flanknici
flanknici
sacralis.
sacralis, and nervis flanknici sacralis goes to sympathetic trunk, but here there is no rami communicans albi, yes?
Yeah.
That is why these fibers through rami
Interganglionalis
goes to upper lumbar ganglions, and here through rami communicans albi goes to lumbar spinal nerves, and the same goes to spinal ganglion. Clear?
Yeah.
And now I will draw diagram. Here it is.